This episode of Hacker Dolls makes fun of magical girl shows, their villains, and people who dresses up as magical girls. And I'm sadly pretty sure they also makes fun of the Green Ranger, which makes me sad since he was one of my favorites in the original Power Rangers. So yeah, I'm really sad about that. But let's talk about what happens in this episode. In this episode, all girls one, 2, and 3 are standing in as substitutes for magical girls because the magical girls that was supposed to fight the monsters has injured themselves and are now in the hospital. And let me just say it like this: the first girl, I'm pretty sure she is a parody. Or no, I'm not even sure. I know that is the girl from Pretty Cure. I think that's the leader. Keep in mind, I've never seen Pretty Cure. I've been interested, but I simply doesn't have the time to watch it. So all I have to guess from is from what my friend has shown me. I'm pretty sure she is the leader. I'm pretty sure. The second one is basically a parody on people who dresses up as magical girls. And in case you wonder what I mean with parodies, try search Hestia Man. In case you haven't seen that already, just look at it. Look at that picture and you know what I mean with parody. The final one, I'm really not sure about. It could be that it's a parody on those shows where one of the members are an animal who transforms into a human girl when she transforms. I have actually not seen those shows in a long time. I cannot even recall the last one. If anyone could remember a show like that, I would actually be really happy because that would be refreshing to see again. That would be really refreshing. And now let's talk about the villains. A tentacle monster, some old men with space Nazi helms on, Helgast, I think they are called, and M. Bison. Yes, I am pretty sure that's M. Bison. And I feel so sorry for M. Bison because he's basically like, at first I thought he was a pedophile because he was basically just standing at a corner and waving to a little girl. So, yeah, man. And let's say it like this: our girls, Hacka Dolls, fights this villain and they loses. But it's funny how basically those they are supposed to save from him, they are basically mocking them with, "Hey, don't dodge! Use your," and basically they are screaming their abilities. And Hacka Doll 1, Ella 2, man, I like her part when she fights the tentacle monster. And yeah, I don't think I'm gonna need to tell you what happens there. Let's just say that. And then the photographer is basically just snapping manically pictures, and the one they are that is making fun of the Tim for fighting really bad. They are basically just looking, and they are not want to miss a moment by blinking. So yeah, that's really funny. And Hackadoll 3, she just stands and looking at those with the Helgast mask, and the Helgast masks people does the same. So yeah, and they end up losing. But it's not because, shall we say, they're actually bad. It is because the light that is called hope shows up, which is Hackadoll 4, which is, oh man, when I saw her, I was like, we are fucking doomed. We are fucking doomed. That made me so sad when I realized it was a parody on the Green Ranger. It made me so sad. It made me so sad, and her ability is basically to grow big, and she defeats the enemies. However, she also ruins the town, which, yeah, I kind of can understand what they are trying to point out. They are basically pointing out on all those shows where, the town is basically getting wrecked or something, and in the next episode it's fine. Or it's getting wrecked, but there's no one that ever mentioned it. Why isn't there anyone mentioning, like, there's a town square or a house that has been destroyed or something? Why is that never mentioned? Why? That makes me, oh man, it's so sad. And then when we find out the villain, all he ever wanted to do was basically cleaning up the town. He only wanted to clean it up so the children they could go in peace and basically not be worried to step in something like a glass or something that someone has dropped. So the hacker dolls they actually feel bad for him and they joins up with him, and Oh man, those costumes, they are so strange. And it all ends with a wrestling match between the the villain, which is actually the magical girl, and the good guy, which was actually the monster. So yeah, it's a really funny one. I must say this episode it was really good, and I'm looking forward to seeing the final one. But until then, have a good day, good night, wherever you are, and I will see you later, guys. Cheers.